up, guys? So I'm gonna do a little driving video, but I'm gonna set it to climbing footage because this angle is quite awkward and not very entertaining for you guys. But I'm gonna do an update on, I guess, the last couple weeks since I have been eating a lot more and resting a lot more. So last update that I had with you guys, I basically told y'all that I have not had a normal period in, I said a year and a half, but I want to say it's going on closer to 2 years. And you know, I can get a little bit more in detail in future videos about this because I am going to be doing updates and keep elaborating on my thoughts and just everything involved in this process because it is so important to me and so different for this channel. But basically for the last I want to say it's almost 2.5 weeks now, I have literally, and I'm not exaggerating, I've literally been eating whatever I want, whenever I want, and however much I want. And I know to you guys that, I mean, to anybody really, that sounds like a dream because you're like, yes, please. I've always wanted to be able to eat whatever I want, whenever I want, with no restrictions and no consequences and all of that good stuff. Like, it's literally my dream. It's been my dream since I started dieting back whenever I was really young. And to be honest, I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can because, I mean, who doesn't want to do this? But the reason why I'm doing this is because, as I said in my video, I'm done with dieting. I am done with tracking macros. I am done with any type of temporary diets that I have put myself on in the past. I am done with it all. And it's about to start raining, you guys. I hope this audio doesn't get ruined by the rain. Cross your fingers, and I apologize if the audio is kind of cruddy. So I'm done with dieting. I'm done with all of it. But I think because I've been on some form of diet for years and for most of my life, my body and my mind is just done with any type of restrictive mentality. And I'm honestly, I just don't want to worry about anything right now. I was doing intuitive eating for a little while, but I am definitely an overthinker. And so I was even overthinking intuitive eating to the point where I was worried that I wasn't actually hungry. I was worried that I would eat too much before I felt satisfied or full. I was eating when I wasn't hungry. I knew that for sure. So I was just getting too much into my head at that point as well. So right before we went to Disney, I decided that I'm done with it all. That's whenever I stopped logging in MyFitnessPal, because I was logging, even though I was intuitive eating, I was logging in there so you guys could see it, but I still found myself kind of getting distracted by numbers and things like that. So I stopped logging into MyFitnessPal and just started eating. And I kid you not, if I think to myself, okay, I want a cookie, I will eat the cookie, no questions asked. And I don't regret it, like nothing. I just eat it and I move on with life. If I want some ice cream, I'll have some ice cream and I'll look at it and I'll say, yeah, that's probably more than 2 servings. That's more than I would need, but I want it, so I'm gonna eat it. And I've literally been doing that for 2.5 weeks now. And it's been so freeing to me because for years and years and years, and even while flexible dieting, you still have that. You still have a cap. You still can't go past certain macros. So, you know, you might have some ice cream one day, but if you want, I don't know, a Lenny and Larry's cookie to go along with it, your macros aren't going to allow for that. So there's still that somewhat feeling of restriction. And if you do come from any type of disordered eating or restriction in the past, it comes up. It comes up with flexible dieting. No questions asked. Now, it gets better over time, I can tell you that from my own experience, because I feel less and less restricted, and the foods that I once longed for, I was able to take those off of a pedestal. So, I didn't feel guilty for eating an Oreo or two, or, having some cereal or ice cream in my day. I just saw it as something that took up my macronutrients for the day and then moved forward. And so, it's been nice to just not care, to just not, to not care and focus my time and my efforts on everything else in life. And my health right now is what I really want to focus on, and getting my period back. And I know that that's not going to happen if I keep stressing myself out over macros, if I keep stressing my body out with contest prep, dieting, and 7 days a week of either lifting or climbing and HIIT cardio or endurance workouts, whatever it is that I'm doing. Even though I enjoy it, my body doesn't have time to repair. And I have gained some weight, and that is also another battle in itself, is being okay with it, because I know that I need it right now. My body needs it right now. I'm not in any ways unhealthy, and I just want to be thankful for where my body is at any stage, and that includes not being stage ready. And I was battling with that for so long, since I started competing. And that's one of the things about bodybuilding and doing bodybuilding shows that, and I was battling with that for so long, since I started competing. And that's one of the things about bodybuilding and doing bodybuilding shows that can be so detrimental if you've ever had any self-confidence issues or body image issues. Unless you are really truly over that stuff, it's gonna come up with bodybuilding shows. So I was dealing with that, and gaining weight since my show, and even in the last couple weeks, I've had my battles with it. I've had my mental battles. But one of the ways that I keep myself in check is I think about how insignificant this is in the grand scheme of things, and in the world, and in my life in general. Because I know that my friends and my loved ones aren't around because of how lean I am, or how not lean I am. Matt didn't marry me because of bodybuilding. We started dating well before that. He's seen me at all sizes, and he loves me regardless. And I know that in the grand scale, I was put on this earth to make some amazing changes in people, and God did not plan for me to spend my day pinching my fat rolls and, thinking about how I didn't have my abs showing anymore. And so that definitely keeps me in check. And yes, my clothes are a little uncomfortable, but honestly, I went out and I bought some new workout clothes. More so shorts and pants, because the others were getting a little tight, and they were things that I wore whenever I was prepping, and now they're tight, and I'm gonna have to get over that. My body is at a different stage, my mind is at a different stage, and I have to realize that that's just not where I am anymore. And so, update, I've been eating whatever the hell I want, whenever I want, as much as I want, and it's been pretty awesome. It's just felt really freeing, like mentally freeing, because if you've come from months, years, or a lifetime of restriction in some way, shape, or form, just basically living out your dream of being able to eat whatever you want, whenever you want, it's nice to know that it can happen. And like I said, weight gain does happen, but I'm accepting of that, because I know that this is going to be so much better for me in the long run then jumping back on another contest prep or cutting my macros again and having to deal with the, excuse the language, the mind fuck of seeing yourself get lean and relying on that for your self-worth. So I'm okay with some extra pounds here, and I know that over time, and I've already started to see my my preferences changing. So things that I was eating before, like Lenny and Larry's cookies every day, or the cashew milk ice cream, things that normally wouldn't have fit my macros before, that I was kind of eating because I was like, man, yeah, I didn't get this for very long, or I didn't get to eat as much as I really wanted. I'm slowly starting to back off of those things again and not really want them, just genuinely not want them. And so I know that over time, and I've heard, from some people that have done this type of, I don't even know what to call it, a recomp or mind adjustment, I don't know. Some of them, they said it took them about 3 or 4 months for their hunger levels to level off, for their weight to level off, and some of them it took about a year for everything to level off. But after that happens, then you actually get truly in tune with your body. I no longer will want foods that were anyway restricted before, because I pretty much get it out of my system. And I'm assuming that my weight's going to level off to a healthy range for what it needs to be. And fingers crossed my period comes back and I can start training as I want to again. So we will see. But yeah, that's the update for today. I hope you guys are enjoying this new approach and these new videos. As always, hit that thumbs up if you guys are interested in hearing more about it. I would also love to do Q&As. So leave any questions below and I will answer them in an upcoming video. And I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will see y'all tomorrow.